Hello everyone. In the last sessions, I promised you that I'll come again with the technical changes in S4 HANA. So here I am. Today's session, we will discuss the major technical changes in S4 HANA system. So as you know, the first changes is we have two systems, ECC 6.0 and S4 HANA system. S4 HANA system is the fourth version of SAP Business Suite, but it is designed to run only on SAP HANA database. Whereas in ECC system or ECC application can run in different database. It can run in fact almost all the database in the world, like Oracle, Sybase, or DB2. So let's log into the SAP ECC. This is your SAP ECC system. You go to the system and status. You see this particular applications. It runs on Oracle database. Database system is Oracle. That means ECC can run in any database in the world. But in S4 HANA system, it will only run in the SAP HANA database. So let's log into this. This is our S4 HANA system. You know that go to the more system status. Scroll the page bit down. You see the database system SDB. That is HANA database. That is the first one technical changes in the database level, or you can say architectural or design changes. Next one is structure of the database tables and its storages. SAP ECC database tables, we have a column structure as well as some horizontal lines, vertical columns and horizontal lines. And it has been arranged in like users, the address of each users, phone numbers, email, okay, in a very in a table manner. Okay, and we have a different order ID over here. So this is your horizontal column along with the or horizontal lines along with the vertical columns. But in SAP, if you log into the SAP ECC systems, right, let's go to the table level and if you put any database table or else go to the BKPF table, use any company codes or documents, you can find any transaction, you will see this is a column and these are all horizontal lines and these are all vertical columns. Okay. If you find any document, you can get it. See, some tables are there. A column is there and vertical columns and horizontal lines. Okay. So these are in ECC structures. Now in S4 HANA system, if you see here, let's go to the SA16N and you'll find the company code. Let's say I'll put some random company code over here and execute here. Now see, these are SAP database, a HANA database system, which is vertical columnar storage. So SAP S4 HANA organizes data in the column and distribute it across the multiple servers. And this will allows for your parallel reading, writing, and updating of the data. Additionally, what happens? We have, let's say, we have like OLTP system, online transaction processing system was there, and this database will hold data in a row structure. However, in the column storage, a lot of values may be duplicated side by side. So we can see the columnar storage may be much easier to compress. Let's say it is a column structure. So we can compress the data so that maximum data can be compressed, can run in the or can be accessed or can be evaluated at the same time within a very short period of time. Example, let's say a Compression is fairly a broad and technical topic though. But simply imagine a column for the city. Here, this is the ECC system table, ECC table comprised of your vertical columns and horizontal lines. The horizontal lines, your country is there, US country, Japan and UK, and different product alpha, beta, these are products and sales figures are there. So in the row structure, the first row, US, then your product alpha, then the sales volume is 3000. Again in the row 2, again the country, inserted again US, product beta and value. Again in the row 3, the same again the country comes Japan. So for each country we have different rows. But that is not the case in the column structure. That is not the case of HANA, S4 HANA system. In S4 HANA system, how it is arranged? Country has been arranged. US, whatever the countries will be there in that particular transaction data. Let's say US, Japan, and UK. So this is a country. Another column, all the products will be there. Alpha, beta, whatever the products will be there. That will be another column. Sales figure will be the another column. So system will find more time to access this, very less time to access this data. Whereas system will have to scan all the table rows and columns individually here. So it will take a lot of time. So ECC to access the database table, system takes a lot of time. Whereas in SAP S4 HANA system, since it is a column structure, system will take very little time to access the table and provide the information. That is the second changes which was happened. And the next one is we have compatibility view. What is this compatibility views? Compatibility views access the data by mimicking the obsolete structure. In S4 HANA system, S4 HANA system uses the compatibility view to redirect the logic. Let's say one transaction is there, or I'll give you a simple entry. For example, we have to access certain business partner master data. As you know, business partner master data, to create the business partner in S4 HANA system, we use the transaction code business partner, that is BP. Hit enter. Then you can create the business partner by whether the business partner is a person, organization, or group. By clicking over here, you can create it. Okay, create option is there. Now, the same thing, the same business partner, whether it is a vendor or customers, it can be created in your ECC system with a different transaction code. You can use to create the vendor XK01, centralized vendor, XK01. This is a create vendor. Now, this XK01 is almost obsolete in S4 HANA system. However, still you can use the transaction code in your SAP S4 HANA system, and whenever you use XK01, system will redirect you to the BP page. Let's say XK01, this is your S4 HANA system. Enter. Now it will redirect to the BP page. That is called compatibility view. Okay. Another example could be any transactions. We have one table fixer table where all your transaction data will be stored. And when you enter those transactions in S4 HANA system, so S4 HANA system redirected to FAFGLV Faggle Flexa table. So this is your S4 HANA system database. It will redirect through the Faggle Flexa. It will go to the Faggle FGLV Faggle Flexa table, and it will access the ACDOCA table later on. So this is called compatibility view. So if somebody asks you, what if we still need to access the traditional tables in S4 HANA? For that, we have one option here, compatibility view. Through the compatibility view, even though the transaction codes are obsolete, you can access those transactions for output in S4 HANA system. Now, next one is CDS, Core Data Services, CDS view. What is that CDS? See, the traditional tables from the systems are replaced by the HANA CDS or Core Data Services, which will be referencing fetching the data from your AC doka table, which is there in your S4 HANA system or Universal Journal table. So in this way, SAP has ensured that the traditional tables are converted into database views to existing program using those as tables, which will not be impacted even after the migration to S4 HANA system. So whenever you use any old tables in your ECC system and migrate to S4 HANA system, S4 HANA system has two views here. One, you can generate the report by using the CDS views, or you can directly use the SC Docker table and fetch the programs or report from there. So that option is also there. And next important changes, that is called in-memory database. What is that in-memory database? In-memory database means the way the database works in your SAP ECC system and S4 HANA system is completely different because of their architectural design. So SAP S4 HANA is an in-memory database which was released in 2011, I believe, and that stores the data in high-speed memory. And this makes it possible to communicate directly with the hardware main memory than from the disk. So in the system, when you execute any transaction, the footprint of the transaction will remain, which will be remain in your RAM. So most of the data in S4HANA system stores in the RAM rather than in the CPU or disk. So that is why it is very faster. And let's consider an example of a regular desktop computer. So memory can be categorized in three types actually. So one is your processor. This is your main memory, okay, or processors. We call it as main memories. We have three types of memories. One is your main memories, auxiliary memories, okay, and your cache memories. So these cache memories, a small amount of very fast memory close to the CPU that stores the data any CPU is currently used. So when system is on, this type of data is very fast, okay, and it stores the data in use. Whatever the data is in use, it stores, and it is mostly used by the CPU, the central processing unit of your system. Main memory, then it comes, main memory is otherwise known as RAM, random access memory. So when the data losses happen, when all of a sudden your power is off, there is some breakdown, data loss may happen. So that is in the main memory. And it is more expensive, but much faster than the auxiliary memory. So data is lost when its power is off. Now auxiliary memory. Auxiliary memory usually, largest and cheapest memories. Either it's you can use a solid state drive or a hard disk drive, you can say, and data is retained when the power is off. So to write or read the data is extremely slow in this case of their memory cases. So system SAP S4HANA system use three types of memory depending on it, and most of the data will be stored in the RAM rather than in the disk. That is why it is S4HANA is very fastest. Next one is that is something called parallel processing. So parallel processing system, capable of performing multiple tasks at the same time, such as your analytics or any kind of scanning or any kind of aggregate tables in parallel. So your column-based storage also allows the execution and operation in parallel by using multiple processors. So in a column stores, data is already vertically positioned, right? So let's say in a column A, we have column B and a column C and column D. Okay. For each of this column, we have a different cores are assigned. Okay. So this means that operation on the different column can easily be processed in parallel. And if multiple columns needed to be searched or aggregated, each of these operations can be assigned to a different processors or cores. Column C is assigned to the core 3. Column 4 is assigned to the core 4. Okay. And that means operation in one column can be paralleled by partitioning the column into multiple sections. So that is also available in this case. Apart from that, we have many other changes in the S4 HANA system. Technically, we have multi tenancy system is there. That means S4 HANA allows multiple tenant database to run on the same system, sharing the same memory and processor also. Okay, and we have scalability options is also there. It can support terabytes of data in a single server and can be scaled further by distributing large table across the multiple servers. Those, and we have some different deployment option is S4 HANA system. We have usable interfaces are there, like it supports the GUI as well as Fury applications. But whatever the differences we have discussed so far, that is more than enough for interview point of view. You can give these three or four technical differences if asked, and can see how it works. So that's it for now. And next class I'll come again with some new informative videos about this S4 HANA system and SAP systems. And request you to follow it and stick to it. Thanks. Thank you so much.